Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the North Main Minute. I'm Joshua Dobie. A very common question, literally when we're talking with anybody who's looking at retirement planning or perhaps in retirement, has to do broadly with the idea of Social Security planning. Now, there are many different factors involved with Social Security planning. We're in no way going to talk about them here, but a couple of points that you want to keep in mind, and one of them particularly timely relevant to where things are right now for the first time in a long time, and I'm talking about on the order of about 20 years and more. We are going to see a substantial increase next year in current recipients of Social Security benefits due to inflation, because there is a cost of living adjustment which is associated with the Social Security laws and making sure that they are in place to keep pace with what is broadly called the Consumer Price Index. Because those numbers have jumped up substantially, there is going to be an increase in Social Security payments next year, 2022, of about 5.9%. We haven't seen anything even remotely close to that for a long time, about a half generation or more. And so when we're talking about the increases for Social Security recipients, great news to hear if you're receiving Social Security. However, remember the reason for that is things are getting more expensive due to inflation. So very important to keep that in mind. Very important to understand the dynamic involved with it. Thankful that it's increasing, but also understand it's because, generally speaking, especially among the more volatile industries like food and energy, so basically think supermarkets and the gas pump, are becoming incredibly more expensive as well. Second big item that you want to keep in mind, this is much larger, it's a macro idea, certainly something that we're discussing often with clients, is we're still incredibly underfunded in our Social Security Trust Fund, meaning that while it's good for benefits today, when we look 10, 15, 20 years out the road, we are in a space where one of two things or a combination of these two things has to happen. We have to see an increase in the amount of revenue, i.e. taxes, which are placed into the Social Security Trust Fund, and or, it could be both, a reduction in terms of the future promised benefits of Social Security. Neither one of those are attractive. It's one of the reasons why most politicians are really not interested in chatting about those kinds of things, because all of the discussion points are very challenging. But mathematically, we're going to have to do that sooner rather than later. If you'd like to talk about where things are for you Social Security wise, perhaps are you planning for it or you're not planning for it? If you're a recipient, what that bump up in income means for you as far as your Social Security income is concerned, we'd love to chat with you. NorthMainFinancial.com.